In this tutorial you will learn with easy to follow steps how to create such organic and complex shapes in Plasticity. And if you really want to push the boundaries of what's possible with Plasticity, always feel free to check out the first link in the YouTube description. I have there all of my premium courses which transformed over hundreds of student skills. Check it out, and for now let's jump right into our tutorial. Alright, so let's start with this amazing and fun tutorial. First of all, open PureRef. Load that image as always, and let's go here to the front and delete this cube and import append your nice design here. And yeah, I just like to scale that and something like that. And also let's bring it just in the back so we can work here and it's not disturbing us. Also disable selection in viewport so you can't select it. And also press M for material, make it opaque, like 0.3 or something, and bring it to the front so you can see through the object. Alright, so let me paint what we will do. So first of all, we will have to establish this main shape here and then create this kind of rounding, right? So yeah, I think from a perspective I drew that wrong, but yeah, anyway. And then we will create this grip here and also add some rounding. And when we have that, we can start to cut out some pieces and also this one here, where we will do all of those amazing surfacing and some detailing at the end. But yeah, the most interesting by far thing is, yeah, this whole design shape. And let's just start so it will make sense everything for you, and start with the spline curve. And this spline curve, just start here where this form starts, and you see also it has a little bit of a rounding. So let's do something like that, and with the spline curves you can also always adjust the curves. And yeah, it's a tutorial, so I will not do it like 1,000,000% perfect. For that we have courses, and so we have something like that. So maybe you're wondering why I'm creating here a curve. It looks like volume, right? The thing is, we will work 100% with surfaces, so you can't create such complex shapes with booleans or this kind of basic stuff. So we have to, let me paint that again because it's really important to understand. You really have to break this whole form just down into its main shape, and it will be a cylinder with this rounding. So that means for us, we will create here two curves and then loft them. And we will create here a third one. So we will do the same here at the bottom. And once we have those surfaces, we can start with all of those details. Yeah, so create a second spline and follow again this shape here and make it a little bit bigger. And yeah, so something like that. And also guys, so when you will practice on your own later, so yeah, we have something like that. But again, I'm not doing that here in the tutorial, otherwise it will just take too much time. I just want to show you the workflow and technique. So we have this form, and now we have to create the rounding, and super easy process. So just create here a 2-point circle and go from end to end and press V. So you rotate this thing, and do the same here at the bottom. So at the back 2-point circle from point to point. And yeah, before you click on it, press V. So you have something like that. And now, so almost always when you work with surfaces, especially when you have symmetrical objects like this design, always work with a half. It makes your life just double as fast and double as easy, right? So what we will do, select those circles, go to the top, press Shift C. Okay, so I have a shortcut, so you have to do F, so search for cut curve. But I really recommend you, so if you want to learn surface modeling and you will model with that, you will always use cut curve. And I don't know, I found that Shift C, so right click and change shortcut, works really well. So select that circle here, Shift C, cut curve, and cut just with that line. And I messed that up, so just go to top view, create a whole line, so you're covering everything. So again, select the circle, Shift C, cut curve, and select that line. And we have just the half, which we can delete. Let's do the same here. Select the circle, go to the top, Shift C, cut curve, and cut with this line, and just delete it. And yeah, I will just bring this curve here to the top, so we can use it. Amazing. Okay, so now we have to create, because we can't loft that here right now, because you see it loses the shape and we don't have a nice rounding. So what we will do is just create a line from middle to middle, but you have to snap to the curve, and just press Shift C, S and Shift S for subdivide curve, and both points selected, and just bring them a little bit outwards. You see, so we just get a little bit of a more beautiful rounding. Maybe I can just take this point and even drag that a little bit outwards, but it's, again, you have to come back and rebuild and readjust everything. And yeah, so now we have to loft everything. And when you loft surfaces and you want to create a beautiful smooth transition here at the top, okay, let me just show you. So for example, if you loft those, and then you will add, let's loft those first, and shift and shift. So you might think, oh cool, okay, that works fine, so we can just symmetry it over. Wrong. If you select that and Alt X and bring it to the other side, and if you press OK, and if you just hide this curve and you press Shift E, so, or right click show edges, you see we have seams. So the same at the bottom. That's why we need tangency. Again, to understand everything about tangency, G0, G1, continuity and all that kind of stuff, like the absolute fundamentals of surface modeling, check out my premium surface modeling courses there. Yeah, you can learn everything about tangency, continuity and all that stuff. So what we will do is we will select those two curves here and extrude them with E just straight back. So now we can hide those curves, because now we have this edge, and this edge has the information of the straightness here, so it will go tangent outwards. So if we select all of those three curves and loft them, you see we have a perfect rounding here at the top and bottom, and shift at those guiding lines. Now we can delete those surfaces, and we have a perfect surface. So if we mirror it over, you see we have absolute beautiful surface. So extremely important to understand tangency and continuity. So now what we will do is we will select all of those curves with which we built the surface, and I will create a Control G group, and this group I will call BC, building curves, and all of those curves I will bring into this group, because then we don't need any history and parametric modeling and all that stuff, because then we just have everything and we can always come back and rebuild it. Yeah, so this is, yeah, like my secret workflow to stay organized. All right, so we have the first surface. And before we start to create the handle, we can start and cut here a piece away, because you see here is a very hard edge, and here we have then this, yeah, really cool surface, which is bended, but it smoothly transitions into this. man, I don't know, like surface modeling is the most amazing thing for modeling there is in this earth, and that we get for this price of in plasticity, it's absolutely crazy. All right, so what we will do is we will create a spline which will just follow this shape, so something like that, and create a new line and just drag that down here. So we cut all of those pieces here just away, join this curve, and see and cut the surface and this sheet. We also won't delete just in case. Control G, bring it into a group, and this group we will call sheets. And here we will just put all of those sheets in, just again to stay organized. And this curve we used for cutting, so you might guess it, we call this group CC for cutting curves. So again, new group and CC, and disable in viewport. Amazing, you see, so now we have already much more breathing room, and this is the whole beauty of surfaces. So you start very, very roughly, then you cut away stuff from that rough form, and then you add another rough forms, cut again stuff away, what you will see. And once we have the main forms, then comes the magic, and then comes where you really need to practice and you need the skill and knowledge, is to connect everything into one cohesive piece. And yeah, it needs a lot of practice. It's just practicing, learning, and then with time it will get easier and faster and even more fun. But yeah, so let's start to create here this shape. Again, spline curve, and we will do here something like that. Again, just follow the form, so it doesn't need to be here 1,000,000% perfect, and create a second spline, which you will again follow the form, but here we have a little bit of a sharper corner, so we have something like that. So here go into points mode and adjust a little bit the curve. Yeah, this shape is a little bit more complex here. And yeah, you just again have to practice splines and curves. You see, but now it looks really, really, really beautiful. I really love that. But yeah, again, I'm going too perfectionistic. Okay, so here, yeah, we have to do something. Because this corner is very sharp, and yeah, the surface ends kind of in this sharp corner, so we have to break up a little bit this curves, so we have a little bit better control over the loft, and then at the end patch it, so this will be better. So okay, so now we have to create a line from somewhere here to here. Yeah, because here if you see, so this rounding surface is closing here at this sharp corner. So in this case, it's a little bit more complex than if it would just go like we had here on the top. So we have to cut those curves here with this line. So we just have a little bit more control over the loft and the guiding lines, which we will create in a second. So we can at the end just patch it. You will see it will be just a little bit better. So select this curve, Shift C or cut curve with this line, right click, and this curve the same, Shift C or cut curve with this line. Yeah, delete this line, and we basically can bring those curves into BC. We will need them later, and we can focus here on our grip. And here in this example, I will show you some cool techniques. So there are a few different ways how we can connect those points, but one is create the line, go to this endpoint, and drag that out along the y-axis. So just press Y and just drag that out a little bit. So it's like going 90 degrees here to the back, right? So do the same here, Shift A, and drag that here by normal Y. Do the same here at the end. Don't snap to normal, snap to the Y, or just press Y and just drag that out and Shift A again. Perfect. So you see we get something like that. And now we will use a cool trick. So if we hide for now those curves, okay, so before we do this, maybe you don't know what we will do is we will create here now with tangency, so with G1 or G2, and the same here, G1 is mostly enough in this case. We will create the curve, then adjust those points here a little bit and do the same here again with G1 and again adjust some points. So you see we will create then this surface here, right? And then connect everything. But so let's continue. So hide those curves and select those points as I said, loft them. And okay, in this example we can even use G2 and go to the top view, and here you see, so this will be somewhere here, and it's, I don't know, it's approximately maybe a little bit thinner than here this top edge, but here's the same what we have. So this will be somewhere here, and this is the end of this edge point, but still I want to bring this curve a little bit more inside. So, oops, I messed it up. So press D and just reduce a little bit. And also Shift S to subdivide so we get one extra point. And I just want it a little bit flatter because you see here with the lighting it looks a little bit flat. But it's again, guys, that comes with time, you know, when you will practice that on your own or try to recreate that after this tutorial also on your own. It will take some time to get everything right and all that stuff. But again, with the more you practice, the more you work with surfaces, the better you will get, the more you will understand and all that kind of stuff. The same here at the bottom. Press OK. And here it can be a little bit more round than here. Maybe we can subdivide it and bring this point even a tiny bit more out. And now Alt-H to bring back here our curves. Let's take those 4 curves, which are tangent curves. So Control-G and put this into TG, tangent curves. Disable in viewport, and again we need tangency, so along those curves, so extrude that. Bring those curves into BC, building curves. And let's have some fun. So select those edges, loft them, Shift and Shift. Yeah, if you want to do really hardcore, you can create here also in the middle one more curve, but for the tutorial here it's fine. Select both curves, put them into BC, delete those sheets, and that looks awesome. And guys, we are 25 minutes already in. And we have just created 2 surfaces, but I think just for you guys who's starting out, because I think 99.5% of the people don't know about those workflows that I show you here and will show you in my coming tutorials over the months and years and right now in my surface modeling courses. So I thought I will just go a little bit slower. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, then just write me in the comments, I don't know, I have to do it faster, or maybe you like this explanation speed, so just let me know. Cool. So we can move on and create. So we have to connect now this all, right? So we have to close this whole piece. But so the plasticity is amazing with surface modeling, but it can't do magic. I mean, it can do magic, but this is godlike magic. So we can't just here loft that. So we can, but even that is crazy. But you see, it's not what you will see on this channel quality wise. So let's do it the right way and just break everything up into smaller pieces and reconstruct everything. So first of all, also we see here that this piece goes somewhere here, so the connection will be here, and this line goes to here. So we can basically cut here also a piece away. So let's do this first. Create the spline. So I'm extremely guessing here, so we will just have to see how far we will come with that. So select those points and just, very guessing here. So we can cut a little bit away. So select this curve, cut this surface. Amazing. Put this curve into CC, cutting curve. And amazing. So let's do some magic by first of all, connect this piece here. So create this shape. So for that, we will select those two edges and new command and new shortcut, bridge edges. Like honestly, I think bridge edge, imprint and cutting curves and maybe one more is what I use the most. So bring bridge edge on Shift B. So Shift B, bridge. I never use those others. So B for bridge, it's perfect. Okay, so bridge edge. And here we need G0, but here we need G2 tangency. So bring everything to G0 if you're starting out and look for the correct start curvature. So this one here, you see it's G2 and it will go here and here it will be sharp. So you can press D and just adjust a little bit the tension, but that looks fine. And now we want to fill this piece here. So we need an additional line, but which will go here where the line ends. Exactly. So that means, and guys, so if you are very new to plasticity and especially surface modeling, and this is completely crazy here for you, it's normal. Like, don't be frustrated. Check out my other beginner surface modeling tutorials where, we will do some basic stuff because this is, it's definitely far away from beginner and basics. So just check it out. Or if you're really interested in surface modeling, you can always check out first link in the description where I have my premium surface modeling courses where I explain to you everything about it. All right. So we have established the curve here and just make it a little bit bigger. And now F and imprint. So imprint is, I think I use the most. I just put it on Shift 1 so I can use it with my left hand. And also guys, it's 1 million shortcuts here, but I really promise you or encourage you to, I don't know, if you like my tutorials and all that stuff, then use my shortcuts because I figured the best ones out, what to put where. And the earlier you start, especially in the beginning, your brain will, what do I have to click? Everything will be so slowly, but it's better if you do it now because then after a month, it's all in your brain or after a week. And then you can already work much, much faster. And you will spend down the line, long term, 10 times more than if you always press F and then search for imprint and press F for bridge. I mean, I don't know, maybe for someone it's fine, but I really love to work fast. So I don't know, I can do this whole thing in 5 minutes or 10 minutes because everything is shortcuts for me, Okay, guys, so, Shift 1. And also, I'm explaining everything a little bit more in detail because in the following tutorials and courses, I just want to go a little bit faster. And if someone asks something, I can just bring them back to this tutorial. Okay, so, okay. And we have this extra edge, we will need it. And again, select this line, Shift 1, and here this grip surface here. And delete this curve, you don't need it. And now we can loft that or bridge that again. Select this first and this first and Shift B or bridge edge. And you see we have here G2, so start curvature, this is the first one. G2, and we will need G2, but here we don't need any tangency. We just need a sharp break. And even we will do something even more interesting. So put here G0, but you see, we still don't have here this nice curvature, which we have here, which goes inside, right? So that means for us, we can press OK and go into 1 points mode. And you see, we have some points, and basically we need here some points which we can't touch because we need again the tangency here. So that just means we need more points. So Shift S, yeah, I think that's fine to subdivide it. And now we select those points and select G and just bring them a little bit in and a little bit down. And again, I'm not doing it like super perfect now. So maybe also let's select those points and also bring them a little bit inside. So now the magic comes. Again, we need tangency here, so let's extrude that and hide this curve. So we will select this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge, and patch it and give here tangency and here G2. And if we press OK and delete those pieces here, bam. You see, guys, we have an absolute beautiful transition. Look, guys, this is just beautiful. And we are starting here to have this, yeah, surface which goes inside. So yeah, that's why I've picked this thing here, because it's, yeah, just amazing and beautiful. So now a little bit of a tricky part is we have to create this edge here. And here we see also, so this edge has a curvature. It looks straight, but it goes towards us. So this point is most close to us, because yeah, here the shadow and all that stuff. So we have to do some special stuff here. So first of all, we have to cut here a little bit, a piece away. So create a spline. So something like that. Again, it's very guessing, and let's cut with this curve here, this piece, and delete this sheet, or let's put it here into our sheets group, and this curve here into cutting curves. And now we will use this curve because we need again tangency here on the surface. And here we don't really need tangency, right? So we need it, but on this edge. So we select this edge. And we need tangency here, but yeah, we have to create here an extra line, which goes like that. So we can use that. Okay, I think that will look something like that. So we can create here this, or rebuild this line. So we first of all just create here G0, so we just get the shape in order. So Shift B, bridge edge, and here you see it's going crazy, so press G0, and here it's also a little bit too strong, so select G1 and voila, you see we get exactly the shape. Honestly, that looks already pretty fine, so that's okay. So you see, that's why we have to cut like here, because here this sharp thing starts. The same here, you see here a rounding starts, so we create here a cut. The same here. You always have to cut and build where you have something happening in the sketch, right? And yeah, now we can do some really beautiful things. So basically, we can already loft that here. And you see it's not working. It's exactly what I said before, but I thought it will work, but no. So we have to do one extra step. So we can't loft because here you see this edge is too sharp in this whole corner. I don't know how to explain that. It's a little bit complex. So what we will just do is we will extend this curve. So select this point, search for extend curve, and just extend it for like a little bit. So you see it goes a little bit out inside. So now we can use the same curve and shift 1 or search for imprint and on the surface, and we can again delete this curve. So now we have here this edge, which we will use to rebuild again this curve, because that means if we rebuild now this curve at exactly this point, it will have the G1 and basically with this edge here. So it will perfectly transition into this surface and this surface. So let's see if that works. Basically it should work. So select this curve edge, shift B or bridge edge, and we have a little bit too strong tension. So go over to G1 and voila, that looks good. And maybe now I think that looks good. So select this edge and this edge, loft, shift. Okay, obviously we need here G0. And guys, voila, look what we have. Isn't that amazing? Like, enjoy to do that with some Boolean and some basic stuff, which, yeah, the most people use, but not on this channel. But we will do a step further because we are amazing. So we go back a tiny bit and create a new line from this edge to this edge and connect this point to the curve here. So we just want a little bit here more for curvature. So select this curve and yeah, let's divide it 2 times. So we have 2 points and just bring those points a little bit more inside. So something like that. So we will get a little bit of a stronger thing going inside. Again, shift, loft, shift click and shift G0 and voila guys. Let me delete that. And look, it's such, you can create even more, but yeah, it's a tutorial with what? It's already 40 minutes, but just let me know. But yeah, I really enjoy and I really love show you those magic techniques. So, okay, so let's a little bit pick up some speed. Now let's join those curves here or sheets. And we have something like that. And now let's continue with this bottom piece. So this bottom piece, it's a little bit complex because we have here, we will get a triangle and the same here. So we again have to break this whole surface. Let me paint that again. This, edge into like 3 pieces. So this will be our first curve. And then we will patch this and patch this just to have more control of our doing. That means we will select again those 2 edges and see if this will be enough for to recreating our contour here. And look guys, if you again just press Shift B, or if you want, go to F and again bridge edge and all that stuff. So Shift B, bam, voila, you have almost the same shape. So press D, play a little bit with the tension and maybe go here to G1 and just play a little bit around here with the tension. So yeah, for the tutorial's sake, I will go something like that because it's already taking 42 minutes and I can imagine just 10% of the people are watching. But okay, for you, 10%, I'm doing that. So let's, okay. I know it's not perfect, but I hope you understand that. So again, we definitely need tangency. So before you think about anything, create the surface here and put this curve into BC. So you see, we are getting closer to what we want. And so that shape looks complex. We can still try because the patch from Plasticity, I don't know, it's just beyond this world. So let's patch it and it works. Okay, so let's go here G1 and here G1 for tangency. Here we don't want tangency because sharp edge. And okay guys, so it looks better than I thought. Okay, G2 is not working, so I would do it with G2, but a little bit more work. But here for this tutorial, look, G1 would work as well, super fine. Let's delete everything here. And oh guys, look, it's just beautiful. And yeah, let's continue because I want to show you some even more cooler things. So how we can, and let's also close this hole here. And okay, so we have for closing that holes, I don't know, like at least 10 different options. And some simple, fast one and some super advanced, which take some longer, which will get us better results. But just for you here, as you remember, in BC, we had some curves, those two. So let's just reuse them and we don't need this here. So again, always we need tangency. So the only thing, I don't know if Nick is watching, like, I don't know, it would be cool. So if we would patch that here, that we can also have control here over here G1 and G0, because look, that's why we create those extra surfaces, because here it works, but here not. So this would be cool if you could add that. So let's here and create our tangent surfaces, hide our curves and select both, join them. And I don't like sharp corners when you're patching something, so give it a little fillet. And now you can loft that or patch that. See what you get better results. And press OK. Yes, I know it's not perfect, but in most cases this should be enough. Especially we are taking already, I don't know, like 50 minutes. Oh man. Yeah, so look, the beauty now is that if we select everything and join, so select and Alt X to mirror it, bring it to the other side, merge halves together, press OK, and Alt click this hole, patch holes, and guys, look what will happen now here. Look at the sheet, press OK, voila, we have a solid, guys. If surface modeling is something that you're interested in, guys, I can't recommend you enough my newest course, the Plasticity Industrial Design course. And even if you are a beginner, with this course, you will be able to recreate those kind of absolute professional, amazing, aesthetically pleasing designs. We have 3 drills, we have 3 different packages, and look at this beauty. Check out first link in the description. It's by far the best course on the internet. It was so fun. It took me almost a month to create that. And I go into every little detail. You get a ton of bonuses. Yeah. Check that Gumroad page out. You have a ton of information that will really level up your surface modeling skills. And yeah, you will be just able to create such amazing results. And yeah, so that's basically it. So we have some details here, but yeah, this is not the point of this course. I just wanted to show you how to create and establish beautiful main shapes and main forms. Something what makes or breaks a design as a whole. So I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like. Check out first link in the description, the best plasticity surface modeling course on the internet. And see you in one of my next videos. Have a nice day. Bye.